Paso Robles is becoming a hot California destination for wine tourism, and in this video we'll be reflecting upon my recent trip to Paso to help guide you on your next or first trip here. So we start off our trip at Daou Winery. If you haven't heard of Daou Winery, well, you should. It's actually one of the most popular wineries in Paso Robles, and you need to book these out in advance. Our reservation was about a month old, and we were very lucky to get a good time on a good day in the peak time of the year. So super excited, and this winery is just phenomenal. It is vast, it is large, it has tons of different wines, tons of different grapevines. It is astounding how big this winery is. And so the main lot was actually full, so what did we do? Well, they had us park in the lower lot. That's how big this winery is. So we parked in the lower lot, and they sent a shuttle to come and get us and bring us all the way to the top. So walking through this place, I just had in my mind, there's no way that any other place can beat this. There's no way. Well, you'll find out later if actually this was the best or not. But we walk in, they give us an amazing little taster, and they walk us to our table. Now, the table wasn't actually there in the spot, but that's okay. They moved us to an even better spot. Look at this. Look at this. We got a nice little table here, and look at that view. We were here for the tasting, which is a flight of 5 different wines, and it doesn't matter if you're getting food, you're getting a bottle, you're getting a tasting, you can just explore around and admire these amazing views. The weather is generally pretty warm here. It can range anywhere from 80 to 100 degrees, but it was a little chilly today, but no complaints. It was still super beautiful. Now, the flight consists of 5 different wines. It starts off with the rosé, then you Sauvignon Blanc, and then you got 3 cab dominant wines, all delicious. It actually might have been my favorite rosé I've ever had, and I'm not a rosé fan, but it was amazing. So grab some flights, walk around, and you have to get the charcuterie board. This is, I know I'm kind of overhyping everything right now, but this is the best board I've ever had. The meats and cheeses were delicious. The selection was incredible. It's about $50. It is very expensive, but it will leave you full, very full. Next, we get to do what I love most about wineries, and that's exploring the vineyards. This is incredible. There are grapes on the vines. Maybe have a little snack, but remember that they do have seeds in them, so make sure to spit those seeds out if you do. And that is it. We are off to the next winery. Love it, Daou, 10 out of 10, would recommend, definitely hyping it up. You must go. And the next winery, which I'm probably gonna butcher, is Cuvier. It was a decent winery. You'll see if you wanna go or not, but you drive up the big hill and you get there. Now, there's not really too much you can do here. You don't really look around. There's not anything really special, like any vines or anything. But this is a little different of an experience because this is a food and wine pairing tasting. So they generally give you a wine and they give you a selection of 5 different foods, and each food has a different pairing of wine. Now, the wine is pretty good, decent, but the food is a little questionable. It was kind of just sitting around, it seemed like, in the back. It wasn't really warm. It just seemed a little off, and it didn't taste that good, to be honest, either, for what we tried. But, you know, to spice things up, there is a cat. If you like cats, there is a cat around, and it's super weird. Like, you go into the bathroom and they block off the kitchen. Like, you can't see anything. There's just no visibility in this winery. It just seems like you're very kept away from everything. But I did take a look over, and it seems pretty normal. So come for the wine, don't go for the food. And surprise, there's another winery right down the street. So here, this one is called Villicana, and there's also Refined Distillery. Sorry if I butchered that name, but this is a nice little place. It's not really as fancy as Daou. There's not really too much you can do or see, but it is more of a distillery if you want that type of vibe, and they have a very, very wide selection of spirits as well as wines. So this is a nice, very mellow type of environment, and the wines are actually pretty good. The flight will come with wine and whiskey, but we did not want that. I do not mix wine and whiskey. It is a strong rule of mine. Sorry everyone out there if you do, but I do not. And so they did allow for extending the flight to just be wine. So we only got one flight and we're able to share it by having each our own glasses of wine. So that's very nice of them, and I think something you can ask them as well. And you can go inside, you can look around. They do have a distillery there, like I mentioned, which is mostly what they're known for. And yeah, give it a shot. It's right down the street. Easy to get a reservation, so give it a chance. Next, went into the city, downtown Paso Robles, looking to get some food, but before that, potentially get another drink. So after walking around and seeing the beautiful city center and the park, it was time to go to a rooftop bar. So this bar was called Daou, and it was pretty nice. Wide open space, they had fire pits, they had a very nice bar, and all the servers were super nice. A wide variety of cocktail and wines, so highly recommend it, especially if the weather is amazing out. And finally, after drinking all day and finally getting hungry after that charcuterie board, it was time for some Thai food at Basil in downtown Paso Robles. So this place is phenomenal, and it will honestly not break the bank. It was super affordable with delicious food. We ended up getting the pad thai, the Penang curry, as well as a delicious vegetable and steak dish. Those bamboo shoots are phenomenal. And the next morning, after sleeping one of the best nights of my life, it was time to go to the Paso Market Walk, which is a place that has a wide variety of foods. During the morning, it's pretty much just pastries and coffee, but throughout the day, they do have burgers as well as ramen there, which we might try later. But if you're looking for a quick pastry as well as a delicious macchiato, this is a great place to come and check out. Next on the list for wineries is Cass Vineyards. This was recommended to us from a friend, so we had to check it out. And to be honest, this was definitely a top 3 winery of the trip. This definitely compares to Daou. It is large, there's a lot you can do here and a lot you can try. The food seemed to be phenomenal. They had a pizza oven right outside, which totally regret not getting a pizza from, but the flights are only $25 and you're able to get 5 different wines, and all phenomenal. Definitely a fun place to bring your friends, to hang out with your significant other, or just to go alone and to enjoy a nice glass of wine. So grab your drinks and go explore. They have a little garden, which nothing really crazy there, but you know, it's cool to see the chickens and the ducks. There was this one rooster that was kind of being a little noisy. Afterwards, I 100% encourage you to go explore this vineyard. It's not as big as Daou, but you can go around and see a lot more of this vineyard than Daou. Then you can make your way up this long hill to get eventually to the top, where you have even more great views and tons of more vines. This place is super cool, and they do have events that you can come and have fun in, like stomping on grapes or trivia. Lots of different events, so I highly encourage you to take a look. Next on the list is Tin City. Now, we didn't stay too long here, just wanted to check it out before our last and final vineyard. But Tin City is a large area with tons of different breweries and wineries, and a few restaurants. We stopped in this one Italian restaurant where they had a nice little market, and we grabbed some pasta sauce. But if you're looking for a place very close to downtown Paso Robles with a wide variety of options, this is the place for you. They have tastings everywhere and a lot to choose from. This one brewery here is a cider brewery. Really sad that we didn't get to stop here and drink more, but it was super cool. They had a waterfall outside, tons of open seating, and a very cool environment. Last on the list is Austin Hope. Very, very excited about this winery. It was very difficult to get a reservation here. We were able to snag a spot very last minute, and it did not disappoint at all. It was a huge winery, very open, and definitely today the weather was amazing, so that aided into the experience as well. We started off with a nice white wine indoors, but it was so nice out, we wanted to go outside. So we asked, and they were able to move us to our own little table with an amazing view. Now, there were some people there taking pictures next to our table, but we kindly asked them to leave and told them that was our table. And now we get to spend the rest of our time at this winery with an amazing view and some delicious wine. The tasting here was only $25. Excellent deal with excellent selection of wine. They're known for their cabs, but they start off with some lighter reds and move towards those heavy cabs. We also got the charcuterie board. It was phenomenal. Not the best one we've ever had, but definitely you gotta have some cheese and bread when you're drinking wine. So definitely opt in for that. It goes very well with the immense amount of wines that they do give you and these very bold reds. The place is cool to walk around, but there's not really any way to get to the actual vines, but all the places that you can sit outside are covered and shaded for privacy. Now, after drinking all day, it's finally time to get some food. There was a ramen place in the Paso Market Walk where we got our coffee earlier in the day, so we had to try it, being very big ramen fans. Now, if you're looking for amazing ramen, this is probably not the place. It was pretty expensive. It ended up being $65 for 2 bowls of ramen and some dumplings, and I would probably pass on this place. The cashew was super leathery and hard to rip. The broth wasn't that good. This wasn't the best ramen experience that you could have. We needed to add in some of the chili oil, the sesame seeds, and the soy just to make it a little more flavorful, but it is what it is, and we won't let it ruin the trip. Now, lastly, gotta get yourself a little Oreo ice cream at the local 7-Eleven. And there you have it. That was Paso Robles. This was in the morning the next day at a local coffee shop called Amsterdam with no vowels in that name. And Paso overall was a fantastic time. I highly recommend it. Daou, Cass, and Austin Hope were the best wineries, and I would 100% go back to all of those. Daou is just one of those with amazing view, amazing food, and amazing views. So if you have the chance, book it early and go check that one out. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe, and see you next time.